In today's video, we're talking about the fastest way to quit your job and go full-time in your new striping business, also how to develop a strong social presence in a short period of time, and if you stick around until the end of this video, we're going to give you some in-depth information that's going to help you get to that next level so that you can go and quit your job. Let's get to the video.
How did you quit your job and go full-time into your business? I know that's a big thing that a lot of people struggle with, making that transition. So you talked a little bit about it earlier, but what other tips can you give for people that are looking to make that transition?
The first thing that I would say that would be a tip is focus heavily on your Google reviews. Don't quit your job before developing a strong social proof on Google. Just don't do it. You're going to fail. I'm not saying like there aren't the exceptions, but most of the people that I talk to fail. They're the exception, not the rule. So focus on Google reviews, because what that's going to do is when these companies see you, that's what's going to help you position yourself better in their eyes. So for example, most of our work comes from reoccurring contracts. Okay. So the fastest way to go full-time is to land reoccurring contracts where you can lock them in for a year. So for example, we do all the Waffle Houses, a Sonic franchise. We're doing another Sonic franchise. We're going to renegotiate the prices in the future. So it's like now just going into next year, I know how much money I have to start next year. So before I even start 2024, I know how much money that I have on the books for striping. And also, if you don't have a certain amount of money saved up to burn through the slow season, I wouldn't do it either. So many times people quit their job and they'll reach out and they're like, yeah, I quit my job. And my first question is, how much money you got saved up? Because you're going to burn through 6 months of savings to build a brand. And so that's what I would do, man. I'd build my brand first, and then I would target those companies with multiple locations that would allow you to budget and allocate your finances going into the next year.
If you're looking to level up and cash in on some big ticket customers, then consider checking out the How to Stripe marketing pack, where people like Garrett that got $18,000 worth of work off of what he learned from the training said, "It's all good, bro. No worries. I've already made $18K this off season in the past month from using your marketing videos. I'm more than satisfied." Or like John that made $15K from the training. He said, "I've landed over $15,000 on 2 jobs in less than a week using the marketing technique you teach in your online course. I'm waiting to hear back from 4 more potential customers who got bids. I can't believe it. By far the cheapest, easiest, and best results I've got from advertising for my company. Thanks for making the course available." Or like Jamie that landed a $34,000 school district. He said, "I'm so happy. Just got confirmed I landed a $36,000 school job. I'm so happy. 7 schools in total starting sometime next week. And right now, we're doing a discount for the marketing pack, so if you send me a text message or an email letting me know that you've seen this video and want access to the marketing pack, we can get it to you. That way you can start leveling up and landing bigger customers." All right, let's get back to the video.
Right. It's all about replacing income and finding those recurring contracts so that way you know that, when I quit this job, I have all this money to replace that income. And Chris, you actually did something really good for yourself because you were kind of in a bad situation with regards to your 9-to-5. As you mentioned before, you weren't making very much money. And so what you're making now is a huge step up. And every day you're able to invest in your business rather than investing and pushing someone else's business forward. Wouldn't you say so?
Yeah, most definitely. And I can't help but to say that again. A lot of guys think just because they start a business, they've immediately got to work for themselves. Like they have to work for themselves. They have to quit their job. They got to go out on their own, and then they don't really realize what it takes to essentially build a business, and then they fail because they think that, okay, I'm working for myself now, so now I got to quit, now I got to go all in, and then they end up just sitting at home not getting anything done. And so guys, if you're just starting out, do not be ashamed to keep your full-time job, and do not be ashamed to keep your full-time job, stripe on the side, develop that reputation within the community as the go-to guy, because once you position yourself as the go-to guy, then you can leverage the social proof that these past customers are leaving you to position yourself in such a better way. Now, whenever someone calls me and we talk on the phone, and I'm selling them, or they're asking me what I do, I can say, hey, we're doing all these recurring contracts. We do this, XYZ, and I name up all these names. I mean, I just got a call the other day that we're going to be looking at 40 Arby's. And so we're able to leverage these names to these customers, and that's what helps us position ourselves better.
Right. One of the things I don't think people really realize when they want to make this shift is it's all going to be on you. And at this point in your business, Chris, it's all on you. And until you're ready to kind of realize some of that risk, I don't think you're ready to kind of, make the shift. And so that's what we're kind of talking about, the security blanket of, having all the Google reviews, having all the recurring contracts. That's really going to help you kind of make that transition. So I think it's beautiful what you've been able to do for yourself, Chris, and giving yourself a better situation. The last question that I have for you, Chris, is, your first year you did over $60,000 within your business. What kind of advice could you give to people that are looking to kind of replicate that success? And, they kind of are thinking about taking the jump to do something like this. How can they kind of replicate that?
Man, I highly recommend them, man. If you really honestly want to replicate the process, you can buy a training course, and there's nothing wrong with that. And I think that you should do that. I mean, it's the cheapest that it's ever going to be right now, and it's the best training course on the market. I mean, there's not another training course that teaches you what we teach you in this course. But you got to have someone work with you. You got to have people come alongside you and work with you and show you the avenue of how to do this and to replicate that process. And so one of the things about it is we've already walked that path for you. So we're not walking through some woods with no established path, right? We've already cut the trees down. We've cut the limbs down. We've actually provided the path for you. So all you have to do is trust us, walk alongside with us on this path that we've already cut out for you, and then we'll walk you through the process each step of the way. So I would highly recommend to reach out to us, and then let us help you on this journey, walking with you to get the process started for sure.
Okay, sweet. But Chris, outside of the course, obviously it's a huge learning curve, like cut down your learning curve extremely fast, because this course is a linear course and we take you through every single step of the way, from things you need to learn in the beginning to the end and everything in between. But besides like the course information, Chris, what else kind of went into you being able to get to that 60K mark this year? Was it the recurring contracts? Was it obviously it was the Google? It's probably a culmination of everything that we talked about on this live, but does anything else kind of stand out to you? Was it getting really good at selling? Was it getting really good at upselling? Anything else in particular we can kind of point to?
It was just it's just a learning process, because it's going to be trial and error. We've lost out on some really big contracts because we tried to price too much. And when you don't have a personal mentor, like when you don't actually have somebody that you can reach out to and say, hey, what do you think right here? What am I doing? Am I doing this wrong? Am I doing this right? You have to kind of learn those things, and you got to kind of have to learn it the hard way. And so without a personal mentor to really help guide you in these steps, then you're going to make a lot of mistakes. And so I didn't really have that in the beginning. So I made a lot of mistakes and lost out on a lot of big opportunities because I didn't have somebody that I could reach out to and say, hey, what do I do here? So highly recommend reaching out to somebody and finding a mentor within the industry, and then trying to learn as much as you can from them, because all it's going to do is make you better.
Absolutely. Okay, sweet. Chris, appreciate you coming on, giving all this knowledge. Every guest that comes on has to pick the word of the day. What do you want the word of the day to be?
Stripe.
If you guys made this far of the video, comment down below Stripe. If you haven't already, check out the How to Stripe course. It'll be the first link in the comment section and the description. Over 8 hours of course material. We try to give you guys a ton of value in this live, but like I said, we can't go live for 8 hours. And for us to go as in-depth as we did in this course would be almost impossible, not to mention all of the resources, all the assets. Chris, gives you guys pricing guides, and you can get legal documents and just all kind of crazy stuff with this. So be sure to check out How to Stripe course, first link in the comment section and the description. We're doing a special deal for the first couple people to grab it. But until next time, hustle hard, get that money, baby. Peace.